Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. And I got a grill. I'm back, everyone. It's me, Lauren Cadillac, Cadillac Law. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I missed everyone so much, but I had a wonderful trip. It was fantastic. When I got back, I got the grill. My teeth have already moved. I'm so excited. So, stay tuned for a better looking teeth. Okay. Wow. So, I leave for 2 weeks and everything falls apart. Just the world. Hey, Nene, how you doing? Good to see you. What do you think about the new grill? So happy you're here. I figure what we could do is talk about the trip first, get that out of my system, and then get into this ASAP Rakim bullshit. Oh my God. Our government is so wasteful. And this ASAP Rocky trial and the YSL trial are just perfect examples of the wastefulness of our government. Thank you. Thank you, Nene. This is like the third time I've had braces, literally. And this time is the only time I've actually been excited to have braces. And this time I have a really great orthodontist, a really great one. If you're in DFW and you need a dentist, orthodontist, oral surgeon, you want to go to Studio Smiles. I'm doing a free plug for her because she is the best. I'm talking, I have a tiny mouth. My jaw is literally metal because of that car accident. And her and I have been talking about the braces forever. She's doing my daughter's braces. So I've been talking about mine. It was the most pleasant gluing of brackets on my teeth I've ever been through. You know, they say third time's a charm, right? So really, this time it was a charm. Like, she is amazing. If you're in the DFW area and you need any kind of dental care at all, go to Studio Smiles, okay? Okay. The only negative thing I have to say about the doctor is that she owns a Tesla, but she wants to sell it. All right, guys, so let's get into this trip. Our first stop was in Manila. Well, actually, first we had to fly Seattle, and then from Seattle to Korea, and then from Korea to Manila. Okay. We stayed in an area called City of Dreams. Basically, it's like colony of hotels, a Hyatt, a Nobu, and a place called Noa. And in the center area is a casino. So this is in the shopping part of the casino. Their Chinese New Year was on, I think, the 29th. So they had all this decor, all these lucky money trees. It was awesome. All right, so this is me when I got there, and you'll be able to tell that I actually lost weight on this trip. It's very humid there, and we did a lot of walking and sweat, okay? And that helps you lose a little bit. Immediately I went to the Mall of Asia and bought myself a fabulous little backpack. I had bought one the year before, and so I knew I wanted one. This is Belinda and I on the streets of Manila. You can see there's Manila is a big city, all right? It's one of the largest in the world, and it is so populated. I mean, look at the electric lines. It's so populated. So here's Belinda and I. Shopping around in Manila with my new backpack, just having a grand old time. If you decide to go to the Philippines, which I highly recommend, because 58 pesos are $1 right now. So if you give them $100 bill at the money exchange, you get 5,500 pesos. And everything there is already cheap. Like, the most expensive food item I bought was 650 pesos. Okay? If you're interested in a trip to the Philippines, email travel like a locale, LOCALE at Gmail. Okay, that's how we got ours. We did a whole tour. I'm gonna show you everything. All right, so this is the Hyatt pool at the City of Dreams. I prefer the Hyatt pool because it gets shade all day. Yeah, nay. Listen, when you go to the Philippines, you are rich. When you go to the Philippines, you are rich. We took a van tour of the whole place. And I'll tell you, as we get there, I met with all of my employees in a city called Baggio. I paid for the majority of meals for us. I paid for all that. I bought tons of souvenirs, all that stuff. I spent 600 USD. Now, that doesn't count the hotel and airfare, but like souvenirs, food, all that. 600 USD. And I'm talking, I fed like 8 people at a time. All right, so this pool was gorgeous. Oh, we got our nails done. It's so cheap. We got our nails done, and then we went to this gorgeous pool. It was so nice, so relaxing. So we spent our first few days in Manila because it takes a bit of time to get adjusted. The jet lag is real, man. The jet lag is real. So I want to make sure the first few days I did was in Manila, get over jet lag, have like a home base, so to speak. All right, so this is Rose. Rose is the first person I hired through Upwork in the Philippines. All of my social media thumbnails, all of my social media is managed by this beautiful, lovely woman here. This is Myra, and this is Boleyn. Myra and Boleyn were hired within a week of each other. They've both worked for me. It'll be 5 years in August. Myra is the person who answers our phones. If you've ever called and spoken with Myra, this is her. She's now been promoted to paralegal, and I've been training her on paralegal. So Myra is my paralegal. Boleyn, notice how she's on my right arm here? That is because she is literally my right hand. Did y'all ever watch Star Trek? I used to love Star Trek. I loved Star Trek The Next Generation because I thought Jean-Luc Picard was hot. I thought number 2 was hot. My mom thought Picard and number 2 were hot. And then Wesley, the son of the doctor, God, I thought he was so hot. Oh my God. Anyhow, this is Boleyn right here is my number 2. Like, when I tell you that's my right hand, that is my right hand. I told her, you're my soulmate. Or one of them. One of my soulmates. All right? So, Myra, Boleyn, and I made the whole trip together. Rose met us in Manila after her first airplane flight ever. And then we drove up to a town called Baggio. Okay, so this was a business trip. Here we are working. This is a business trip. We're doing business. By the way, Boleyn bought me this necklace. And I bought these earrings in Canada, and they matched perfectly with this fabulous dress. Handmade linen for $40. Y'all should go to the Philippines. It's amazing. The flight sucks, but that's okay. Okay, so we all piled into a van. We have Rose, her husband Baaack, Myra, Rose's son Charles. He does all the video editing. You guys know Charles. You don't know you know Charles, but he is the YouTube video editor. And then me in another fabulous linen dress for $40, guys. Do you know a handmade linen dress in this country would cost you, I don't know, $500, $600, $400, $40. All right, so we drove to a place called Baggio. And on your way into Baggio, there is a giant lion head, and you see this. Look at the view, y'all. Look at the view. Look at this. Is this not stunning? Now, this is in the mountains. Okay, Baggio is their summer vacation spot because it's quote-unquote colder. These girls are out here wearing jackets and hats I'm out here literally sweating to death. Okay, so let's see. I know here we go. All right, so when we got to Baggio, Pierce joined us. This is Pierce. Pierce has been working for me for just over a year. She is helping develop the American Association of Real Estate Attorneys. So we went to this gorgeous garden. And look, Myra's wearing literally a ski cap, you guys. I am like trying to get as much clothes off as I can. I'm fanning myself. I'm dying. And Myra is in a sweater dress and a ski cap. You can see Pierce has on long sleeves. This is a cold place for them. Baggio is the dream vacation location of Filipinos. All right. Myra, she booked all of the trips. She manages Travel Like a Local, Travel Like a Locale, Locale. And I told her, just make your dream vacation and we'll go on your dream trip. And that is precisely what we did. So let's see. Oh, here's a good one of Berlin. Looking out at the view. So they have Filipinos love taking pictures, love posing. Every time a camera gets in front of Myra, I swear to goodness, she's Kate Moss. The Tyra Banks comes out in her. And so, man, we got so many, there's so many like Instagrammable moments, right? In Baggio, there was this is a replica of what a native town would have looked like prior to the Spaniards coming and taking over the Philippines. So this is like the 1400s. This is what the towns would have looked like. It's very reminiscent of like Mayan and Incan architecture. And this is a really cool place. And you just kind of walk around and you can rent costumes. Let's say they rented costumes. Oh, we went past this place that says Valleywood. They have a Valleywood instead of a Hollywood. I loved that. I had to get a picture of that. Okay. So then we went to this fabulous garden. And when I say fabulous, I'm talking, look at this. This is a calla lily. This calla lilies, they're growing naturally and they look fake. Like the thing looks fake. One time in my life, I was able to grow a calla lily in Arizona, believe it or not, and it did not look that good. It did not look that good, okay? Okay, so the garden was wonderful. We went up to very high point, well, very high. Their highest point is 7,500 feet, which is half of where Denver sits, right? Denver is a mile high. And then maybe Denver is there, but I've been higher in Colorado. And look at this view, man. Like, it's like being on top of the world. Literally. These people here had a drone, and the dude was, it was cool. Made me wish I had a drone. I don't know if I can take one on the airplane, though. In Baggio, we did a team building exercise, and we had a lot of fun. Then Rose and her family departed, and we went to a town called Vigan. And I'm about to show you what Vigan looks like. So this was Lawrence, our driver. This is Pierce's husband, Mike. This is the old church that they're restoring there in Vigan. Vigan was cool because they had these cobblestone roads, and the whole place looked like old Europe. You walk down this path, which I thought was cool. It was loaded with like food vendors. They have a lot of night markets there for good reason. Me looking fabulous in a dress. Okay, let's see. Okay. So Vigan has these buildings were built by the Spaniards, and they're so cool because they have a real Spanish architecture on the bottom, but in the top they have really like Asian architecture with the wood and the wood frames and such. It was really neat. And being Sun avoidant as I am, I loved the night market. So here we are. This is another one of them linen dresses, y'all. I bought like 8 of these things at least. Oh, they love to do this in their pictures. It's supposed to be a miniature heart. I guess that's like a Korean thing that the Filipinos have taken on. We did have Mexican food in the Philippines. As you can assume, it's nowhere near as good as Texas. But I did tell the owners how to make a better guacamole, and I hope they wrote that down. Not to be rude, but like the guac was watery. All right, here we go. So this is the streets of Vigan. And you can see, I mean, it looks like Europe. It feels like Europe, but you're in Asia. That's pretty cool. All right, I don't want to bore you guys with like everything, but on our way then up to a place called Paguput, which is at the north of the Big Island, we went sand duning. So back here, this is the beach, this is the ocean, and these are all sand dunes. And the girls, we rode in this fabulous pink Jeep. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. But you had to stand and like hold on for dear life. So I got bruises all over my arms, which is fine because it was worth it. Then we went up to Paguput and we saw, I was thrilled, a waterfall. So we go into this little area and a guide took us up. We drive and then we park and then we hiked up, but you can see we're in flip-flops, so it wasn't like a scary hike or anything. And here is this waterfall. And this is fresh water, so you could capture this water that's coming down and drink in it. But once it hits here, you can't drink it anymore. I have never told you about my obsession with waterfalls, but I am obsessed with waterfalls. I love them. Then from that location, we went to the white sand beaches of Paguput, and they were gorgeous. Here's me on a kayak. I mean, look at this beach, y'all. We rented the kayak, we rented a jet ski, we rented a bungalow. All of that maybe cost 2,000 pesos. It's like, it's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, so from Paguput, we then took a 12-hour drive down south, and we went to a place called BaaaACC. And in BaaaACC, we took surfing lessons. That I don't know who this is. This is not me. I did manage to stand up on the surfboard, but then I fell off and hit my knee and realized that I shouldn't be surfing. Like, what if I died? Here is the beautiful beach in BaaaACC. Isn't that nice? Yeah, love it. Okay, so then from BaaaACC, we went back to Manila. We did some more shopping, and you could tell I have lost some weight. I was thrilled. Another one of the dresses, y'all. When I find something I like, I get like all of it in every color. I don't care. Hey, the chairman, how you doing? Okay, you're on your little move, right? Good. Welcome. All right, so while I'm there, the state of California begins their or whatever you want to call it, pursuit to imprison ASAP Rocky. So here's day one. I don't remember any highlights.
Only 3 or 4 in the morning, I sent it to counsel and I sent it to the court.
Oh yeah, so the first thing they did when they got to court is argued about evidence that had been, oh gee, this is going to sound familiar if you're a YSL watcher, hadn't been turned over to the defense until the night before. So dude is like, I should be allowed to put it in.
Just one last fact. There's no reason why you would have not turned this over if you had it, which is correct, and the record would support it. Comparing this, counsel is now discussing and saying how they are being victimized by late discovery.
Okay. Firstly, this guy, he's the lead prosecutor. I don't like him. I don't like him. This guy is the lead defense, and I really don't like him. It's clear that ASAP hired a New Yorker to come defend him. And I don't think that's a good idea. Like, it might fly in California, but if you showed up to a Texas court, a Texas state court, and you had this Yankee, and he talks like a Yankee, he walks like a Yankee, that's not going to work in a Texas court. That is a surefire way to go to jail. Okay? So these guys, they do not like each other. He does not like that a Yankee is in his courtroom.
The court ordered.
And I don't blame him. I would be so mean if I was going up against a Yankee too. I'd call him a carpetbagger.
This is what we would propose. We would propose that at this point in time, we will not mention this in opening statement. We will see how the case develops. We will, if we believe that this is evidence that is going to be important, we will ask to admit that evidence later on in the trial. In the meantime, we will make arrangements for
All right,
counsel.
let's get into defenses. This is the defense's opening. Nene, you may have liked him, but I can tell you his attitude, his demeanor, even the way he dresses, that would never fly in a Texas court. You are not going to win if you hire this dude in Texas. Also, I want to point out it is completely inappropriate to wear this color on the first day of trial. You see how these guys are in black and navy? You don't. It's February. This color shouldn't even come out of your closet until like May. This is an after Easter color, guys. All right, let's go.
The two assaults you're going to hear about in this case were both committed by this relic. Both. All the evidence comes through his mouth. Every single piece of evidence for you to decide these charges comes through his mouth. This case rises or falls on his credibility. The videos you saw without his testimony proves absolutely nothing. You need to believe his testimony and his version of events from the video. So these charges...
Just even the way he carries himself. He's a Yank. Okay.
The last thing the district attorney said on his opening statement to you was...
I honestly think it would be a better idea to hire Brian Steele from Georgia and take him to California than it is to have this Yankee. I would have Brian Steele come to Texas and defend me any mother trucking day, okay?
Don't leave your common sense at the door or use your common sense, something like that. Please don't leave your common sense at the door. I implore you to use your common sense in this case. Look, I will address the credibility of Relly in great detail later.
Side note, I have always thought that Rocky's pretty hot. Okay, and I used to debate with my old paralegal. She's like, no, he's not hot. Then Rihanna hooked up with him, and I turned to her and said, is he hot now? Yeah, he is. He's cute. He's a good-looking dude.
What the evidence will show. But first, let me begin explaining the purpose of an opening statement.
But I don't like the braids. I don't like the design.
We do here. Opening statements are really lawyers giving you a preview of how we believe the evidence is going to show you, come in. How it will unfold in this case. But it's more than that, actually. It's a promise to you. It's a promise from us to you. It's a promise that what we say is going to be proven is actually proven. And it's not like one of those politician promises. You know the politician promises, right? If you vote for me, I'll lower taxes, I'll make it safe, unemployment.
I love this judge so much. He has turned out to be my favorite judge, I think, of all time. First of all, the old man look is really working for him. Secondly, he very much is paying attention, which I find to be quite impressive. And his demeanor, the way he talks, I love him.
It'll go down All those great things that politicians promise, and then based on those promises, you vote. And then you hope they fulfill those promises. Not here. Here, both sides make promises to you right now. You get to see if we fulfill those promises, and then you vote. That's the difference. Ladies and gentlemen, you represent the state of California, the people of the state of California. It's an awesome burden. And there's no greater service a citizen of this country can do than serve in the military or do what you're being asked to do right now. Stand and judge.
I always talk about this with jurors. I think this is really good. I think this is really important. When I open up to a jury, I'm like, first of all, thank you. You are doing one of the only things your country asks for you, and probably the most important thing that your country can ask from you. And so being a juror is like literally the only thing we're required to do in this country, right? Besides pay taxes. And so, and a lot of people don't recognize that. And so I try to like always just thank you, jury. And I say things like, as an attorney, I know that time is money. And so I'm going to save your time. I'm going to be as efficient and effective as I can, so on and so forth.
Judgment of another person in a matter of such great importance. It's an incredible burden to bear. But that's why the 16 of you were chosen. There were 106 people here. You made the cut because you all, and even the alternates, assured us that you could carry out that burden fairly, impartially, without a bias, without a closed mind. Listen to the evidence carefully before rendering your decision, you promised.
Blah, blah, blah.
Boom. Do it again. Boom. He comes up with that left hand before Rocky raises his right hand. And how do you know that? Play the next clip, please. He has his hand around Rocky.
I'm sorry, but when men like fight really close like that, it's like it just makes me giggle. I like
Rocky's neck or shoulder, and Rocky's right hand then finally comes up. Boom. This guy has his hands around Rocky's neck or shoulder before Rocky's right hand comes up. Boom. And then you heard and you saw in the video, they going backwards. Relly, again, who's much bigger, you can see that from there, said to the police, yeah, I pulled him back. I pulled him back. They told you, oh, Rocky pushed him back. That's all Relly said. Then Hills comes and he's following. You see him go right after Hills, Relly, and that's when Rocky fires the warning shots. And there's Hills on top, Relly on top of Hills, punching him. That's Hills going down to the ground. Rocky's gone. 12, he's about to be gone. And watch. There goes Relly back after Hills. And then he goes away after he hits him again. Hills eventually caught up with 12 and Rocky. His face was basically.
all right, let's see what the judge says.
Objection, I know why. So just state the objection, state the legal grounds, but don't explain to me why. Everybody on the same page? Yes.
Okay,
all right.
you guys remember from YSL speaking objections, right? Your Honor, objection, he can't do. No, the objection is supposed to be objection, hearsay. That's it, right? So the judge is saying, don't give me speaking objections. This is important because this is day one.
What? Does it relate to his opening statement?
Okay, judge so much. All right. So, as a general rule, attorneys do not object during opening and closing. Okay? Exceptions would be like when Attorney Love did the blame shifting, right? That should have been an automatic mistrial in YSL. But, you know, her and Glanville were linked up, so we didn't get justice there. All right, so now this head prosecutor dude is trying to object about this guy, the defense's opening. And look at the judge. Tell me why you would object over an opening. Because you learn in law school that it's not appropriate to object on openings or closings unless it's truly like blatantly objectionable, like Miss Love's blame shifting, okay? So the judge is really interested in seeing what was so objectionable that you even have to talk to me about it.
My co-counsel got up, he gave a legal opening statement. He didn't argue. He didn't bring up areas that are outside of what he was supposed to discuss. Counsel got up, and he basically gave an argument sergeant. I know it, the court knows it, he knows it. The problem is, I don't think he cares, because basically, he just talks about whatever he wants to talk about.
Don't make aspersions.
Another thing I love about this judge is he's equally hard on the prosecution and the defense. Look, he's telling this guy, don't make dispersions. If this was Glanville, he would have done whatever Love wanted him to do, right? This judge, he is very balanced. He almost, in my mind, gets more irritated with the state, and I think that's good, right? The government has the burden, and they need to do things right. And so, to me, the state should have a harder time. And so this judge, I think he's great.
His burden, I've watched as he continued to argue, point after point, and I just want to make sure there were several things that he said about what the evidence didn't show. So, for instance, he testified how bullets capture prints, and there should have been bullets on that gun. Well, as far as I know,
You mean Prince?
Prints on, excuse me, prints.
The judge is correcting him.
Prints on the cases, prints on the bullets. They're not dead for witness on bullets to testify to that. He repeatedly called the victim in this case, quote, a proven criminal and perjurer. Now here's the problem. Last time I checked, has he made a motion as to what, if any, conduct the court is going to allow? It's absolutely improper. Had a prosecutor done that, can you imagine, just imagine for a moment, if he had gotten up and made aspersions about what happened to, for instance, the defendant in Sweden without having brought it up to the court's attention. I counted 10 different times when he called the victim a perjurer. At least 5 times when he talked about how he was a proven criminal. Unless I missed it, Your Honor, where did he get the court's permission to be able to introduce that evidence? As the court remembers, I said yesterday to counsel in the court, all that I ask is if there's an area that you're going into that is not absolutely clear, you approach and you make sure you can do it. So, Your Honor, it's not just a disrespect to me, to my co-counsel, it's a disrespect to the court, because he has basically decided, I'm going to say whatever I want about the victim, and I don't care whether it's going to be allowed by the court. And the problem is,
I see your point.
Okay.
Why are you telling me this?
I love this judge. I see your point. Why are you sharing the point with me? Oh, perfect. Perfect. He's amazing.
Your Honor, I objected during, why am I telling you this now? Very simply. I objected during his opening.
Right.
The court's position, it's clear to me, the court understands that much of what he said was objectionable. The court said, I'm not going to stop somebody on opening.
I'm reluctant to grant objections during opening statements, no matter who is making the opening statement, whether it's the people for the defense.
So what I'm requesting is I want the court to instruct this jury specifically and very simply. Defense counsel made certain allegations. He called the victim in this case a criminal and a perjurer.
I know I'm not going to do that. What I will remind them is nothing that you say or any of the lawyers say is evidence. That is what I'm willing to remind them of that. And that's the end of the issue now. Once the witnesses testify, if you think that there's an objectionable question, object, and if you're right, I'll sustain the objection in a hot second.
Understood, Your Honor.
In a hot second. Have you ever just like fallen in love instantly? Because that's what happened with me and this judge. Okay, like a hot second.
No. No response.
Literally would not let the defense respond. He was like, "No, I don't care." Okay, then they get to a cop who took like the 911 call or whatever, and the cop says that sometimes only one call can mean, basically the summary of his testimony that I took away is that there was only one 911 call about shots fired, and that very often when there's only one call, that is indicative of someone with mental illness, and they, probably didn't hear it. Also, the sound is terrible in this courtroom. So, it's the government. It makes sense, right? So, it's not me. It's them. The sound is awful.
Give it to the prosecution, because the prosecution is entitled to at least look into your background, and part of that is required that you give your birthday. But
this is day 2, by the way.
It is not going to be broadcasted or publicized in any way.
The court also inquires whether or not he has a residence outside of New York, or has had a residence outside of New York.
Do you live here in California?
No.
Do you have a residence here in California?
No, not in my name. No.
Not what?
No.
Do you have a residence anywhere beside New York?
No.
All right, so when you were out here, were you just visiting?
Yes.
Okay. All right, go ahead and take it off speakerphone. All right, and Deputy Bennett, let him know when he's off speakerphone, and then have him give you the birthday. All right, are you going to be going into any subjects or areas that are not covered in what you gave to the prosecution?
No, Your Honor.
So there is nothing that you are going to ask about that does not fall within the summary.
That's correct.
Go ahead. Okay, I think there's been...
So the prosecution was whining that the defense was going to get into something that they hadn't, shared in discovery or whatever. And the judge is like, "Are you going to do that?" And the defense is like, "Nah." And the judge is like, "Okay, prosecution, what's your damn problem?" I just freaking love this judge, you guys.
I think discovery's been satisfied.
Well, at least this point,
Right.
we can't demonstrate that discovery's not been satisfied because he hasn't testified yet. Does the court really believe that we have 3 hours of
The interns just arrived.
interviews and 15 lines? I don't.
I have... this is not the first time I've been aware that lawyers don't take notes of
I love him so much. Lawyers don't take notes. Oh, yeah, sometimes we're bad at that. All right. Eventually, they call on this girl. I think she's precious.
And then
Obviously, I love the bangs.
also Selma.
So from the window, you could see the corner of Argyle and Selma?
I could see pretty much all of Argyle, and then up until like Selma in the back of Davy Wayne's, which is a club along there.
Where would Davy Wayne be?
I want a pointer stick like that.
Around here-ish.
Okay, so you're pointing all the way to the corner of El Centro and Selma, correct?
Yeah.
Was the apartment that you were in, what floor was that on?
Okay, she had called
The 7th.
911.
It was apartment 701.
Okay.
because she saw
So from
some
the
stuff.
seventh floor, you're high enough that you can see, oh, you saw that man with the gun doing that jumping motion that you talked about?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, the questionnaire.
No, I'm on the seventh floor, so there's a building that kind of blocks it.
Okay, all right, no problem.
That's the 911 call.
After that happened, you saw these people turn left onto
This is cross-examination.
7th Avenue, right?
Yes.
And at that time, you heard yelling, according to your 911 call, right?
Okay.
And then you saw people starting to run, according to the 911, correct?
Okay. All right, so the prosecution calls the cop who took the 911 call, some other cop, this woman who made the 911 call, and then they call ASAP Relly, their key witness. This is where things start to get really interesting, okay? This is ASAP Relly. He's known Rocky for decades at this point, and he is the alleged victim. All right, so before I get into that, let me just say this alleged shooting happened on, I think they said November 6th or 7th. Relly went back to the scene on his own and picked up the casings on his own. Then he took the casings to the police department, and then and only then did he go to get medical care after the police told him to. He's by far been the most interesting witness, and it gets better and better. When he gets on cross, it's awesome. So this is where we'll spend the most of our time, all right? Because this is really the prosecution's case. If the jury doesn't buy what Relly's saying, then case is lost.
How close you were throughout the 15 years?
Well, I mean, we started a collective ASAP, which is
I really like Relly's fit, by the way. Like, I love this collarless jacket. I think it's really nice.
It's okay. Just take a minute, take a couple deep breaths. The relationship that you're describing in high school, were the two of you close friends? Like, would you see him every day? Or was this sort of a friendship where you...
Dude has been on the stand for 4 minutes, and he's already doing exasperated sighs, okay?
Okay, but didn't really know him.
no, we knew each other. We knew each other. We knew each other very well. I mean, it was probably like 6 or 7 of us. Probably like 4 of them was rappers.
Do you think you'd see him every day?
Up until he got famous, yeah.
Okay.
Like a little bit until he got famous.
How long do you think you knew him before? I know it's hard to peg down exactly when someone becomes famous, but about how long do you think you knew him before he became famous?
7 years. 7 years.
And over that 7 years, it was a regular occurrence that you would be with him almost every day, correct?
Yeah.
Would you describe him at that time, the beginning of your relationship, as someone that was like a brother to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you started to tell us about ASAP. What does ASAP stand for?
Yeah, it means a lot of different things, but what we strive to prosper.
Were you a member of ASAP?
Yes.
Within ASAP, did you have a nickname that you went by?
Yeah, really.
Was that something that started when you were in high school?
Yeah.
What year of high school?
That
do
was
you
a
remember?
leading
Like, were you a junior or senior?
Now, defense could have objected right there to leading, but okay.
Probably was like a senior.
Did you know someone by the name of Elijah Elanger? You said that you keep saying he said. Were those all things that the defendant said specifically?
Yeah.
So he was the one that said he doesn't fuck with you, correct?
Yeah.
Had you said anything at that point in the car that would have alerted him to the fact that you were actually in the car?
No, he didn't know I was there.
Did
I
Jabari,
wanted to say something, but Barry was like kind of put his hand to the side, to like my leg. You know what I mean? And I was just listening.
I'm assuming then that Jabari didn't tell him, I'm in the car with...
Oh, no.
Okay, so as far as you knew, the defendant had no idea that you were in the car.
No, he had no idea.
Other than the specific things that you already said he said about you, is there anything else that you can recall that the defendant said about you on that call?
Not at the moment. It was like 3 years ago. So like, I got anxiety. I got anxiety right now. So it's like,
Meaning in general, that
oh yeah, because it was on the plane.
okay. And so when you received the messages from Bills and from 12E, you understood at that time that they were with the defendant, correct?
Yeah.
After your conversation on, and let me clarify, when you say you're on FaceTime, was that FaceTime that also had video associated with it?
Yes.
So he could see you through the phone, correct?
Yes.
After your conversation with him, did the two of you make plans to meet up?
I mean, I didn't really make plans. It was kind of like wake up, and I wanted to. So we just gonna talk and like really hash things out. Because this happened before, not like this, but like where we talk shit out. You know what I mean? And like I said, I call him Mr. 6 month, and I haven't seen him in a very long time. So maybe he hasn't read the room. You know what I mean? Like okay, yeah.
You said in the past when you had a problem with him, you felt comfortable just expressing that to verbally and talking to him, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You said yes?
Yes.
And was that sort of something that happened on multiple occasions where the two of you would talk and work out your problems verbally?
And I'm going to ask the meeting to be curtailed a little bit, please. Another question.
Really is a terrible
Was that
witness.
something that happened multiple times where the two of you would talk?
Okay. Relly is a horrible witness. He is unsympathetic. He's not someone that, you know, you feel bad for. He doesn't really even act like a victim. And I just don't think that the jury is gonna, I don't know. I don't see this man going to jail, but let's watch. We go into day 3.
Rocky did anything, to be honest. Talk was complaining about the dude. You know what I mean? Like 2 days prior when I seen him. So it was like, people wasn't happy.
When you say, did you say not having motion?
Yeah, but that's not his fault. It's just kind of like,
No, Mr. Trevor, I'm just trying to understand. I just didn't catch the word. I wasn't sure if you said motion or emotion. But you said not having motion, correct?
yeah, so I'm telling him he's not what it seems to be. Like it's not, you're not like Instagram is just fake. Like you're bad, you work.
Make note of that. He told Rocky, your Instagram is fake.
Construction. We went on tour for 6 years. Like,
Okay.
I don't get it.
Were these some of the things that you were saying about 12E? As
Yeah,
you
because we're a brother, we're supposed to be
Okay,
looking
hold on,
each
you
other
both
up.
can't talk at the same time. Ask the question again.
You understand?
Oh, okay, hold on, time. Mark, the monitor over here can't get it to work. These are all on C. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Can you take a look, please? Yeah. So you can get it to work.
It's pretty much naming the whole like. What's the question again?
What were the kinds of things you were saying about 12?
I was just saying like, towards Rocky.
Towards
Or
12.
towards
Let's start with 12 first.
I was kind of talking towards like Rocky though, but after 12, but I was just like, he's not like what he's supposed to be. Bills is not what he's supposed to be. But that's not me saying that it was his problem. It was like, you got the foundation, you want to hold the rock. You know what I mean?
When you say not his problem, who are you talking about?
Rockies. But I said
No, I don't know what you mean at all, sir.
it because he's the one that's got all of us there with shows, this and there, not giving credit where credit's due. So it's like, you know what I mean? When you go down the line, like what I said yesterday, it's only Barry, Ferg, Rocky who are really successful. But when you really look at it, it's a lot of ASAP members. That's not his fault, but it's like you give credit where credit's due. So that's pretty much what I was saying.
Okay. The comments that you were making about 12, were they negative comments about him?
Yes.
I wouldn't say negative. I mean, yeah, like truthful, kind of, not truthful.
I mean, were you saying, have you said in the past that one of the things you said about 12 is is that he went on tour with the defendant for 8 or 9 years, but he was still living in the projects.
I don't know that he personally was in the projects, but I know he went back. Yeah, I said that. Yeah.
Okay. And about ills, I mean, would you agree that that statement about Kobe is not a positive statement?
No.
Oh, you would not agree?
I would agree. You're not positive, yeah.
Okay.
See how he's not answering the questions at all or appropriately, and the prosecutor has to ask again? That is not the kind of witness you want on the stand to be your key prime star witness at all.
And the statement that you were making about ills, do you remember the words that you said?
I just said he's a crackhead. He's not nothing like.
Would you also agree that's not a positive comment to make about ills?
Yeah, I do.
Were you directing your comments at the defendant, or were you saying each of these things to 12B and to ills directly?
I was just saying in general, like everybody, we're right next to each other, everybody can hear. You know what I mean? I was just trying to like still back me up, like yo, chill, you know.
Okay. I believe you said yesterday at the end that you were trying to verbally express how you feel. Is that is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because I felt like I'm never going to see Rocky again due to the circumstances, so I'm just going to let him know how I feel.
Can you explain that to the jury more? When you say, I know I'm never going to see Rocky again, what is that?
I mean, the circumstances, I mean, the situation that happened. Like, why would we ever see each other? You know what I mean? So I felt like I didn't want him to go back and then talk about it and everybody just laugh and think, oh, Rocky just pulled the gun on Rel, shot it. Well, before then, he didn't shoot yet, but pulled the gun on Rel and made this big scene. You know what I mean? So I'm like, bro, I know you 15 years. I know everybody.
He's not even keeping like a sequential line of what happened.
I over there, just about 15 years, not Jamel, but it was for like 15 years.
I believe you said yesterday that when you went into this, what you call linking up with him, it was to repair things with him, right?
Yeah.
After he pulled the gun on you, how were you feeling at that point?
I mean, he grabbed me first, so that everything, all bets is off the table. Like I'm thinking, what are we doing here? Like, you know what I mean?
How are you feeling now?
Oh. Wait, what you mean?
How are you feeling after having this, after he pulled this gun on you?
Oh, I was like mad. I was like, I can't believe this just happened. You know what I mean?
Mad is not the response. You want your victim to say, I was scared. I was scared for my life. Not mad.
And was there anything else about the presence of Ills and 12 being there that contributed to you being mad?
No, like them being there, like just got me mad, even.
Yeah. Did that change anything, the fact that the two of them came
No,
in?
not at all.
All right. That both you and Ills then walked down the street following after the defendant, but the two of you were walking together, correct?
Wait, I'm sorry. He shot you and then you followed him? He shot you and then you got up and followed him. Huh? If you know he has a gun, why would you follow him? That doesn't even make sense to me.
We following nobody, just talking. They're all walking together. You know what I mean?
But you're headed in the same direction.
Yeah, he's at Argyle, yes.
And he's ahead of you, correct?
Yes.
All right.
So you're following.
So as the defendant got to the street corner at the end of Argyle, where did he go?
I think he made a left on that street. He made a left.
Do you remember the name of the street?
No, I'm not probably.
Okay. And when he made a left, where did he go from there?
He kept going straight till he got about to the end of the street corner. I think where the stop sign is at.
Were you still behind him at that point?
Yeah.
Still walking in the same direction he was walking?
Yeah.
Now, from what you described, going down to the end of the street, making a left, and going all the way to the stop sign, at that point you knew he had a gun, correct?
Yeah, I think that.
He had just shown it to you.
Yes.
And was it that entire walk, that entire time that you were expressing to him how you feel?
Yes.
In what you already described as an angry tone or an elevated tone?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Why would you follow behind someone that you know is armed with a gun and
Thank you.
verbally tell them how you feel in the way that you did?
I told you already because I felt like I would never see him again. And I felt like since he put it away in one of the busiest streets in Hollywood, like he's definitely not gonna shoot this shit. I mean, shoot it.
So you
This guy says shit on the stand so many times.
that moment, did not believe that he would shoot you. That
No.
person.
No.
Yeah. Did you believe at that moment that he would shoot you?
What do you mean? Can you say it again?
The way that I asked the question before was a double negative, so your answer's not clear. So I just want to ask it a different way. Did you believe at that moment that he would shoot you?
At what moment when I'm walking with him?
When he's first walking away and you're walking in the same direction he's walking?
No. Well, I don't know. To be honest, I wasn't thinking straight at that moment. I had a lot on my mind. I just wanted to get what was on my chest off.
That's not a great
Do you think you
response.
would have reacted differently in this situation had that been a stranger that first pulled the gun?
What do you mean?
Meaning if a stranger pulled a gun on you, do you think you'd walk after them and essentially...
No, because I have no business. I mean, I got away from a life-threatening situation. But in that situation, I felt like maybe put the gun away and seeing Jamel with the knife, it further me wanting to say what was on my chest.
Okay. And then as he was saying shot down, he lifted his arm up to about head high and then had his pointer finger sort of pointed forward but in a downward trajectory.
Hand was higher. Well, I don't really remember, but from what it was more like, it was fast. He turned around, and then it was like, boom. You know what I mean? Like, not like that.
Okay. You said that as he shot the gun the first time, you said your hand felt hot, correct?
Yeah.
Where on your hand felt hot?
My left hand.
Where?
Left hand. Just right above my knuckles. Like my knuckles right here, below my knuckles. So it's right here. And if I was to fall, you would see other injuries on that picture from that day from my knuckles and all around here. That's why. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
Dude doesn't even have a scar on his hand. There's not even scarring on that hand. He's exhausted.
Yeah, I just have to, when you point this out, I have to describe it.
so my knuckles, my
What
hand,
he's
I still got a
pointing
mark from that day.
What he's pointing to are the middle knuckles on his left hand. Kind of
Yes.
mostly gray.
Yes.
Do you recognize that area that we're looking at there?
Other than that day,
Oh, right. I'm talking specifically about that day. You worry.
Oh my God. That's the injury? This? I was injured more when I fell off the surfboard, guys.
You mentioned in your testimony just before that you have watched the surveillance video as part of this case, correct?
that's right.
At least some of it. Is that
Yes.
correct? Do you know when you first reviewed any surveillance video in this case?
I believe the DA called me to identify in a video if that was Rocky and like the first shooting. But I think that was it.
Okay. Did you meet with police officers before you met with any deputy DAs associated with this case?
What do you mean?
Yeah. Did you meet with police officers or police detectives before you talked to any prosecutors?
No.
The first person you talked to in this case was a prosecutor?
Oh no, I talked to the police. I believe. Yeah, the police.
All right. When was the first time that you talked to the police? You don't have to give us a date, but you can say it was.
When I obtained a lawyer and walked into Los Angeles Police Department.
How close in time was that to the shooting?
Well, I hit up a lawyer the same night, but it was late.
I hit up a lawyer the same night.
So he wanted me to.
Why would you call a lawyer before you call the police?
I forgot what it was he locked me up at that time, but then I ended up going back and getting the actual bullets myself
Okay, hold on.
and taking pictures of the cameras.
How many? I guess my question is, are you talking about you went to the police within minutes, hours, days, weeks, months? Can you give us just a time period?
No, so I had to wait for the lawyer, and then I sent them everything that I like, the text messages, everything.
You're not answering my question.
Oh.
Give us just a time period.
He does not answer questions, guys.
What you did, just say it was within hours, minutes, days, months. How soon after this?
Did I go to the police station?
Yes.
The next day.
Okay. Did this incident happen late at night on November 6th, correct?
I would have to see. I
dark out.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Alex was giving me the,
Threats. People labeling me a snitch for saying something that happened. My social media, everything that I'm doing as far as social media, I don't have a presence there no more.
You said you were working in the music industry managing.
And then like my artists turned on me, my producers, they all turned
Note, he says, I no longer have a social media presence.
on me because of this decision I made. They felt like, okay, this is gonna be like, I can't back them up no more. I can't support them with what I'm doing, going to the police. They didn't want nothing to do with me.
When you say they turned on you, what does that mean?
Like they unfollowed me, wrote shit about me, like some of them other ones just like understood.
We're not making that broken suggestions.
Are you still working with any of those individuals?
No, nobody.
So that would include artists or musicians that you were working with, correct?
Yes.
Would also include producers that you work with, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
You don't have any of those people that you're managing anymore, correct?
Nobody.
You said that prior to this incident, you had meetings with different executives from record labels, correct?
Yeah.
Do you still have meetings with record labels?
No, they all unfollowed me and gave me all of.
Do any of them contact you anymore?
No.
You said you had your own management business called Shut Eye, correct?
That's correct.
Is that still a business?
No.
Okay, so this is kind of victim impact, right? The prosecution is trying to show that this has really negatively affected the victim's life. That's what we're listening to now.
Yes.
And now we're going to get into the text messages.
And that first message, November 6/21 at 9:34 p.m., that would be before the shooting, correct?
That's correct.
Now I'm going to go all the way to the last page, page 10, and show you the very last message on this thread is marked at November 7/21 at 12:46 a.m. Would you agree that is after the shooting?
That's correct.
Okay. Now you said he is blue and you are green, correct?
Yes.
Let's go through this
Okay.
first page, first text message. What was the content of the text message that you received?
Really like question mark.
And then the second text message that you received.
Let's get to it.
All right. The third text message,
Stop ducking my calls.
and that one was read by you at 9:35, or sorry, 9:39 and 22 seconds p.m.
Correct.
Did you then respond to that message, correct?
Yeah, but we spoke because I answered his FaceTime call.
That's okay.
I lied. It's not about lying, but I didn't want to tell him exactly what it was at, so I said Trader Joe's.
That's fine. So, and I'm sure there are other messages you exchanged with other people, but I'm just asking you to focus on this thread.
See, he won't even answer the prosecution's questions, guys. That is not a good witness.
Your next response to him at 10:08:31 was, "I'm in front of Trader Joe's, drop location."
Correct.
The record that was PM.
Fine. Okay. Going to the third page, the top of the page, the first message. I know it's a small photograph, but can you tell just from that small photograph what that's a picture of?
That's the showcase now.
And is this you sending him a picture of the shell casing after the shooting?
That's correct.
And how soon after you took the picture did you send it to him?
I don't know within minutes or if right there, I don't really remember.
Okay. You took the picture at 11:45 and then sent it at 11:58. Does that sound like you respond to that?
I did.
Okay. At that point, what did you mean when you said I got hit?
I got video.
What video were you referring to?
So I was thinking the actual like around. I probably was texting him after I got the bullets or something like that. I don't really remember, but when I said that, I probably was already back at my hotel and I already took pictures of every location he was at.
Okay, you said when you went back to take pictures of the actual cartridge cases, there were other things you were taking pictures of as well, correct?
Yeah.
What other things were you taking pictures of?
Any cameras I seen around?
On businesses?
Yeah.
Why is this man collecting his own evidence? why would anyone trust evidence collected by a layperson? I barely trust evidence collected by the government. Like, what?
And have you, up to the point that you sent this text, so we're now at 12:40 on November 7th, did you watch video from any of those locations?
No, I couldn't.
Did you have access to any of those cameras?
No, I went to one building. They told me I needed a subpoena.
Okay, so they specifically refused.
Okay, so he goes and tries to collect his own evidence, and obviously the buildings that own it are like, nah, you need a subpoena, right? Okay, so the next day, day 4, we get into cross-examination, and this is where it gets really fun, y'all. It gets really fun here. I'm gonna play it on 1.25 because they're a little difficult to understand. This bad sound is not me.
Law enforcement over the last several years.
I want to say I met with them many times. They called me, probably met when, I don't remember, it's been 3 years.
But when's the last time you met with the prosecutors here?
When I flew in,
What was that?
like 2 years ago.
Okay. So before your testimony, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what about your private attorneys? You met them to prepare for your testimony?
I didn't need to prepare.
You need to prepare?
No.
So you didn't need your private attorneys at all to discuss your testimony?
I don't need to.
I understand you don't need. The question's different.
Calls for yes or no.
Oh, wait, say the question again, Joe?
You did not meet with your private attorneys who flew here with you in preparation for your testimony.
No, they just here to support me. But I don't need the prep. I don't need the prep.
It's not responsive. Everything after no, sir.
Okay, so he's giving this wordy answer. The judge says it calls for yes or no. The question's asked again. He says no, and then he says all this crap afterwards, which is non-responsive. And the judge, instead of making the lawyer object, just says that's non-responsive, strike it. And it gets more and more and more interesting from here.
Okay. Now, yesterday, you testified that before the shooting, you had nothing but love for Rocky, right?
Correct.
And you said that if you said the word fuck to Rocky, it was with love, right?
I don't know what you mean by that. You gotta explain again.
No, I don't. I'll play your testimony. Go ahead. Take what you say.
Text messages, I always still, like, how you say it, like, I'm gonna pick them up for success. At the same time, like, you're doing bad.
Okay.
But then the same text messages, like, I never was like just straight out like, oh, fuck you. I never said fuck you, probably did, but it was like real wishy-washy in the sense, like, love, like, I don't want to, you know, but I never really got a response to that.
Okay. That was your testimony.
Yeah, but you could bring up the actual text message I'm talking about. We ain't gotta go back and forth.
All right, hold on. When anybody asks you a question, you the lawyers, just answer the question. Don't volunteer something. If they want to flesh it out more, so Lou might want to do it, Akapina might want to do it, and it's okay. But if you're asking yes or no question, just the answer is either yes, no, I don't remember, or I don't know. Don't volunteer it, right?
Can you say that again?
Say yes.
Well, did you hear your testimony?
Yeah.
If the judge is talking that way to the lead witness, how do you think the jury is receiving that? If I'm a juror and I'm like, this is the lead witness, he collected his own evidence and the judge has to scold him every 2 minutes, I don't know. Versus Rihanna's husband, I don't know.
And when you said it, I said, fuck you, it was with love, right? That's what you said.
I don't get what you're saying. Sorry.
What did you hear yourself just say?
I don't get what you're saying.
Here's my question. Here it comes. What did you hear yourself just say?
But what are you getting at? I don't get what you're saying.
You already know what I'm getting at.
But explain to me. I'm getting hard time.
Just listen. He's asking you. Did you hear your testimony?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. He's just asking you.
Did I say it? Did I say, I don't know. Can you explain the question?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, I asked this question.
Listen to this.
I know text messages. I always still, like, how you say it, like, compliment you, don't pick them up for success. At the same time, like, you're doing bad.
Okay.
But in the same text messages, like, I never was like just straight out like, oh, fuck you. I never said fuck you. Probably did, but it was like real wishy-washy in the sense like love. Like I don't want to, I never really got a response to that.
He just wants to ask you questions about what you said, what you just saw.
That truthful testimony.
Truthful, can you explain the question again? I got
You can just see yourself.
No, but you're not explaining it. All right, here's my question. I see myself, but you're not explaining. So what I'm supposed to say, yes,
Did you see yourself? Did you see yourself?
I see myself.
Did you hear yourself?
I heard myself.
Was that truthful?
What's truthful?
What you just said.
What's truthful?
Like, it was cool. I don't know what you mean. I said a lot of things.
Look at the judge. Look at the judge, y'all. Just look at the judge.
The part that you said, like I said, fuck you, you were sort of wishy-washy as well, you know. That part,
Okay,
that was
it's true. True. Yeah.
In fact, on September 18th, 2021, at 8:19 a.m., you text Rocky, fuck everything about you, fake ass gay nigga, right?
Of course not.
Of course not? Okay. I'm going to show you the text message now. Take a look at that.
Now we're going to impeach him. You guys remember what impeaching is?
Put this in a exhibit?
Yes.
Hold on. This is defense. See, Susan Charles.
September 18th, 2021, 8:19 a.m.
Hold on. He's trying to insult him. And he has to rewrite the word because the autocorrect did it wrong.
No matter how much a nigga tried, you not charged that you're changing. Fuck everything about you, you fake ass nigga. I dare eat you. Sucker ass, guy nigga that you changed, got the game. Remember sending that message?
Bro, this is in 21.
I understand. Everything I talked about here today is in 21. Every text message he had showed me yesterday was in 21.
Hey, but you asking me now, do I remember? You're not showing me nothing else contained into the text message, so I probably did write that. Is that for me?
Yes,
Okay, that's cool.
That's cool. Okay. So is that wishy-washy with love? You wrote that?
I mean, you're not showing me the rest of the conversation, so I can't really.
Was that wishy-washy
Just watch the judge, guys. Like, just focus on this man.
with love? That was it.
Yes.
Sucker ass gay nigga.
Yes.
That was with love.
Yes.
By the way, before we start talking about the events surrounding November 6th, 2021, which we will talk about in a second,
Can you pull up the rest of the text message?
Stefan, here's what we're going to do. I'll ask the questions. You answer. Okay, if you can. Before we talk about the events of November 6th, 2021, which you spent 2 days testifying about, I'd like to talk a little bit about you and some things you testified to. Money is particularly important to you, Stefan, correct?
No.
It's not important to you.
I mean, you needed it, but no.
Okay. In November 2021, you told people that you were a millionaire, correct?
What?
You do not understand my question.
I don't understand this. Yes, no, I don't know.
Which you got all three in there. Yes, no, I
I'm
don't.
talking about 21. I told somebody I do so much stuff. I don't know what's the content of what you're talking about.
Okay, you know a guy named Wally?
Wally?
Wally? Okay,
So what? I'd probably say yes or no. I don't care. Like, what is this about?
you probably said yes, no, I don't care. That's your answer.
What is me being the... I don't get it, but no. Yes, no, I don't know.
Pick one. Pick one for the jury.
I don't know. It's been so long. I can tell people whatever I want. If I'm a millionaire, not a millionaire, like, what, I'm not a millionaire, but what does that have to do with this case?
Stefan, just answer the question.
If I'm the prosecution, I am so embarrassed right now. I am like hiding my face.
He asked you a yes or no question.
But I don't want to be forever home. I don't know when it's he.
Listen to the question, and just the answer to either be yes, no, or I don't know. I don't know. Ask the question.
In November 2021, did you tell Wally, did you know this, right? You got it.
Okay, yeah.
Did you tell him that you were a millionaire?
You gotta show me the... I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't remember.
Go ask another question.
It's important to you that you portray a very lavish lifestyle in wealth, right, Stefan?
No.
It's not. Okay. You told this jury yesterday that after this incident, you don't have a social media presence anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You don't have social media presence
No, I don't.
anymore. Your username on Instagram is Rellyballs, right?
That is.
And on your Instagram profile is a feature story you call Lifestyle, right?
It is.
All right.
Wait, would you
brother CG. Welcome. I'm glad you made it. Siobhan, it is crazy. Siobhan. This shit is hilarious. He can answer about his Instagram. That he understands the question, but he doesn't understand any of the other questions.
Nothing to do with this, man.
Well, I told you, don't volunteer anything, just answer the questions.
And under the lifestyle features, the cover photo of the lifestyle feature in your Instagram is a thumbnail image of a private jet, right?
I think that was the jet I was on with Corey, but yeah.
Okay. Again, going back to this because you just told this jury that portraying a lifestyle of extreme wealth is not important to you.
I mean, it's not so much other important things in life, but I mean, you need money.
Okay. There is on that lifestyle portion of your Instagram is several photos. I'm going to show you a few. One is defense thumbnail.
The next in order is the days of the day.
That's something you posted, right? For reference.
Well, what is it?
Okay. It's a photo from his Instagram lifestyle, 27.
Dated when?
Dated December, we'll get to the case, don't be worried, Mr. Pepperoni. December 29th, 2022. That's you posting the private jacket, right?
Okay.
Okay. And what you wrote there, if it ain't about money, ain't liking you.
No, it says Lincoln.
Ain't Lincoln?
Linkin.
Right.
Yeah. Like, why don't you show on my Instagram? I'm already getting death threats. People threatening my daughter. Like, what's going on here?
Why is the witness asking questions? Is the real question.
The whole world. The world, right? The whole world. Because of what you're saying.
Because I asked you a question on your Instagram.
Because you're saying I'm extortionist and all of this and putting my whole life on. You know,
Nobody has called you an extortionist yet. He just threw that out there. Now, obviously, that's what the defense is clearly building to, but how do you just throw that out there? Oh my God, this is the worst witness for the prosecution.
No one is calling you an extortionist.
There you go. The judge said no one's calling you an extortionist. You just put words in their mouth.
Mr. Efron, you're going to get through a lot faster if you just answer the questions. If somebody asks an improper question, I won't allow it to go forward. If you're being asked a question that's lawful in a courtroom, just answer it. Even if it makes you mad, even if you don't see the point of it, just answer the questions as truthfully as you can, regardless of who asks. Please do that, okay?
This is in front of the jury, guys. The jury is seeing this judge's irritation.
Yes?
yes.
So what did you mean by if it ain't about money, ain't linking you? What's that?
I don't know. It's a phrase.
What did you mean by it? You posted it.
Nothing.
How about this next one? This is defense.
He is an effort.
He is an from your Instagram lifestyle. That's you, sir. In Mercedes with the caption, "More funds is the focus right now." That's June 5th, 2023. What's wrong with that? Sir, I find. I'm not saying anything wrong.
Dude knew he was gonna sue Rocky, and then he posts ish like this on a public forum. If I'm a defense in civil, this is a heyday for me.
Okay. What's up?
What do you mean by that? More funds to focus right now.
I mean, trying to get successful. Like, what do you mean? I do private equity. We gotta do a lot of things, but I don't understand these questions. Why am I answering questions about my Instagram?
Well, you talked a lot about your lifestyle yesterday, about your business, and right now you're mentioning private equity, which we'll get to, and how you earn your money, right? We're talking about it. So you just said your pretty lifestyle is not full. So I'm talking about some of the postings on your Instagram, like this next one.
But Instagram is a place of, like, I don't see how you basing me as a person on my Instagram.
There it is. So just yesterday, you're talking shit to Rocky. Oh, your Instagram is fake, nah. And now today, you want to say you can't judge me based off my Instagram. Cool story, bro.
Let's take
He is a real shithead.
So that is, that's an image of you showing a yellow Range Rover with the caption big for loud, correct?
We have a date.
Yeah, yeah. 10.
Wait,
No, actually,
hold on.
Can I just say one thing?
No, wait, stop. You might ask if you recognize it. Establish the foundation.
you recognize that car?
Yes.
Okay. You recognize the car?
Yes.
Okay. And does that car belong to your girlfriend or your mom?
Belongs to me.
It belongs to you?
Yes.
Not Lydia?
Belongs to me.
Okay, you take that down. Now, Lydia Parker is your girlfriend, correct?
Yes.
And Lydia Parker is the same Lydia Parker who zealed you $2,000 on November 8th, 2020, to the JFCS, correct?
I don't recall.
You don't recall? We can show you. We have, yeah. Let me see.
They're gonna show you something.
But that's,
They have refreshments like that.
It's okay for anybody, all council
Okay, so the judge just said, you don't have to ask me to approach. Counsel can approach the witness. Just get up and approach. See how he carries himself? Like a Yankee? I just don't think it's a good fit. I don't know California courts, but I know this man would not win in Texas.
okay, good.
And that state prosecutor, he's just too much of a gunner.
So, is that refresh your recollection that Lydia Parker, your girlfriend, zealed you $2,000 on November 8th, 2021?
I guess so, yes.
Now, that's not the only time Lydia Parker gave you money, correct?
Sorry?
Objection,
It's the same. That predates the incident. The objection's the same. We have something else unrelated to,
Making money in 2021, that was a highly reduced rate, right?
I wouldn't say what I was doing as far as like music, like getting label meetings and doing shit like that. Can you say the question again? Well,
He said shit again. I just... In my experience, witnesses are on their best behavior when they're on the stand. They're, of course, afraid of committing perjury, as they should be. You should never perjure yourself. And they want to make sure they're as accurate as possible. Usually they're very nervous, and they really present their best selves, okay? It would be like, I would make it akin to a first date, right? Like, you're just the best version of yourself. This witness, if this is the best version of this man, he is not a sympathetic witness at all.
Told you yesterday that you were making money in 2021, correct? Okay, so,
yes, yes.
and that you said it was the height of the music career.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Around the same period of time, in September 2021, the person had about $4,000 in your bank account, correct?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't have multiple bank accounts.
Okay. What was your primary bank account? I don't want the numbers.
Did you look at him and look at the judge?
where was your money? Which bank?
I don't know. I have a lot. I don't want to say I don't know. I have a lot of things. Primary, I have a lot of primary.
A lot of
Yeah.
a lot of bank accounts.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a lot of accounts. I have a lot of accounts, but I got one primary account, okay?
In Bank of America, you don't recall having $4,000 in September 2021?
I don't remember.
Okay, sure. Bank of America bank account.
I mean, it says right here, yeah.
Okay. And in June, you had $693 in that same bank account, correct? No, it's not there. Well,
Speaking objections, both sides. Go ahead and show it to him, ask him if he recognizes what it is, that reflective of his back.
The judge just had to tell this guy how to lay proper predicate. That's why you don't bring a Yankee to a courtroom outside of Yankee land.
What was the question? Sure. I mean, look at that. Does that refresh your recollection that at the end of June 2021, the year of this incident, you had $693 in bank account?
No, that doesn't refresh my recollection. I don't have different statements, but that's.
Do you see that there?
Yes, you.
Okay. Do you dispute the accuracy of that?
Your Honor, that's the improper question.
We're on a law for that then. The defense exhibit.
The documents here say it does not have this prior just statement does not contain that.
Jack, we already talked about whether it was inconvenience as an exhibit in the case. Defense G.
The judge is not having it. I love this judge so much, you guys.
So, there you go, sir. Anyway, that doesn't, and you sit here, it doesn't refresh your recollection. That's what you have, right? And if I showed you one from August, saying you had $1,500 in your bank account, would that refresh your recollection?
No.
All right. Now, take that back. You said just now, you said yesterday that you were in and out, how did you use it? You were in and out of label meetings before this incident, right?
Correct.
What labels?
Capital.
Let's take one of them, Capital. Yeah. Who did you meet with that Capital records?
Objection. 352. Overruled.
Who?
I would have to ask my business partner.
Well, you were there, right?
I know, but it was so long ago.
All right, so he doesn't remember. Ask another question.
What's the other label?
So you met someone at Capitol Records right before the incident and you don't remember, but you remember the incident? Cool.
Universal, I think.
Okay, let's take Universal.
I don't know. I'm
You
just
don't know if you
looking
know
up.
the Universal.
It was a long time ago. It was over 4 years ago.
You know, but everything you testify here.
I don't know Mr. Tucker, you know.
Okay. How about that? You know anyone that you met with that?
I mean, I have it in my phone. If you really want me to, I can find all those people, but I don't remember right now.
Okay. So you have actually the appointments of the people.
Yes, and I have flights from my business partner, everything. When he flew to LA to these meetings.
Yeah, if you could eventually provide us with those names, that'd be great.
Your Honor, that's not a question. It's improper. It's improper conversation to witness. This is not a discovery motion.
You also said that you wouldn't fight Rocky because you were already not liked in the industry. You said on your direct testimony.
Wait, say what?
On your direct testimony, when Paul was questioned, you said that one of the reasons you wouldn't fight Rocky was because you were already not liked in the industry. Remember saying that?
Because I'm already not liked in the industry.
Didn't you say that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. So you were well liked in the industry.
I was. Yeah, I had a good name.
And then you said you wouldn't fight him because it was your career.
I wouldn't fight him for many reasons.
Was that one of them? It was your career?
Yeah, it would.
Okay. You said a bunch of deals went away because this became public. Remember saying that? This story?
Yeah, because he was in the media.
Is the answer yes?
Okay. Let's start with what deals went away when this became public?
Objection. 352.
Just a minute.
What do you mean, CG? What do you see that's wrong with his? His neck looks normal to me.
Opportunity to inquire of Mr. Efron.
This incident become public.
For my joint venture that I was seeking with all the labels I just told you. There's other labels too I could probably find for you if you need it.
But wait, some say that you had a deal?
No, I didn't have a deal. I was seeking a deal for a joint venture. I could have had a deal a long time ago, but I created a whole company, which I wanted a joint venture instead of just selling off my artists.
All right. So what specific deal you testified that deals went away? What other deals went away?
I mean, everything. All my artists turned on me. My own ASAP firms turned on me. Everybody.
Well, which artists left you after this incident?
My producers.
Name your artists.
Do I name any names?
Yeah. You said the artists. I'd like to know which artists.
I'd rather not name any names.
So we get 3 minutes to objection. Regarding specific.
Overruled. With Mr. Tackett is entitled to explore areas that Mr. Efron testified to yesterday. Go ahead, Mr. Tackett.
Like this. Stage name or like their name?
Oh my God.
Cash. It was one of my performing artists. Cash. That was one of my artists. Remy. And then I worked with a bunch of like videographers, producers.
Spelling of the second one. All right, Cash. Who's the second one?
Cash, Remy.
Wait, I don't know what I'm saying.
Remy?
Remy?
Yeah.
R-E-M-I?
Why?
R-E-M-Y.
Yeah, Remy, I think that is. And then I was just doing
Does he mean Remy Ma?
I had a bunch of other artists that in the works, like, about to sign them.
So, sir,
But my main focus was on Cash, really, not really, and like, yeah, just Cash.
Cash left you after November 2021.
They left directly after the case just went public.
After the game over.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think you said that the jury yesterday claimed that a lot of these deals went away when the case was publicized, right?
That's correct.
But sir, you not only publicized it yourself, you promoted it, correct?
No, I didn't.
You did? Okay.
No, I tried not to. I didn't talk about it a lot. But I tried not to, like,
Okay, he's probably stretching his neck a lot because he's staying in a hotel and he's probably uncomfortable. I stretch my neck a lot. Also, he's over 35, and once you hit 35, it's downhill. My concern is why does he keep scratching his belly? Like, why? That's very weird.
Makes comments, okay, right, etc. We're gonna ask those comments.
That's inappropriate for anybody to editorialize after a response. Go ahead, that's not a question.
All right, so Wally Sajemi, we talked about it, right? Correct?
you said that again?
Wally Sajemi, we spoke about it.
Okay. No, we did right here.
He's an IT guy, correct?
Okay, yes.
After Rocky's arrest in this case, you asked him to publish and publicize articles about the arrest, correct?
No.
You did not do that?
Never.
Never. You didn't ask him to publish Rolling Stone?
Publish. What can he do? I don't understand. What can he do to publish anything? What do you mean by that?
Do not answer the question with a question.
On the internet, on your...
Why would I can do it? Why would he do it? What is he? Do you understand what he does?
All he's doing is asking you whether it did or did not happen.
No.
So you never did that?
No.
And you didn't offer to throw some money for doing that?
No.
Okay.
Only time I ever asked Wale to do anything for me was to get me verified.
Okay.
That's it. And that's a blue check.
Screenshot, please. I'll speak to Mr. Wood about it. This is Paul.
No, there's an objection, the Kennedy Foundation should now bring up.
Or there's no speaking objection.
Let me take a look. Broadcasted at this point over the loudspeaker system.
You're on board play.
No.
I'm just on the court ruling yesterday about phone calls. I'm just on the court's ruling was, no phone calls to be played, unless the foundation that both sides knew was being recorded. So,
Yeah,
that's the court's ruling.
I don't authorize me getting recorded.
So, that's the court's
Stop making speaking objections. Let's first find out if Mr. Efron recognizes the voices on the phone or on the recording.
So the judge is telling prosecution, stop making these speaking objections.
Okay. No editorializing. He says it's not him. Go on to something else.
That's fake.
Go on to something else.
You're not going to share any though? You're not going to share any because...
No, because there's no need to. You said it's not you.
I won't have to share any though because...
You said it's not you, so it doesn't matter. Go on to something else.
Let's be clear, that's not your voice.
I would love to hear it again.
No, are you not sure?
I would love to hear it again for 2 seconds.
Right.
The rest of it.
Might it be your voice?
No, I would just love to hear it again because I never had this conversation with Wale.
Okay, all right. Then it's not you. Then it's not you. Go on to something else.
Your Honor, the court's ruling still applies to the future party.
It depends on where the recordings were made. If the recording was made outside California, it could well be that it might be a one consent state or maybe a two consent
This is
state.
a New York recording, made both parts of New York lives.
Right, then it would be admissible. It would not be concluded by Penal Code Section 613.
Okay. So, you remember telling Miss Parker that your life is fake?
Objection relevant to the time.
Sustained as to the one of the question.
Okay. In 2021, August 5th to be exact, did you tell Miss Parker that your life is fake?
Objection relevant to
Sustained.
time.
Sustained. I don't recall. No. Sustained.
The judge is so irritated.
Sustained.
No, actually. Right. This is the form for
Whether he said his life was fake or not has no bearing on any issue that's to something else.
Well, if you pulled Rocky's leg fake yesterday, right? Did you?
I don't remember.
You don't understand.
Sheriff, you got to talk to the mic.
I don't remember.
Okay, so they go to lunch.
That's pretty good. You want to say something, right?
Just let me
And then take a look back.
I'm looking at.
Can you read it?
see yourself.
Yeah.
Versus recollection.
So having seen that, does that refresh your recollection that Mr. Parker sent you a website named JimJones.com?
No, it doesn't.
Does not. Okay. How does Mr. Parker make no money?
Objection relevant statement.
Okay.
Two people.
So
It's just that.
It is a comment, just limit it, you can limit it down.
sir, did you make money in the business of prostitution in 2021?
No.
And you've never seen that website, JefferyWilliams.ca before?
Objection asked and answered. Said he doesn't remember.
Have you ever seen it, if you recall?
No, I don't recall.
All right. Okay, move on to a different topic.
Yeah, you got it.
Siobhan is his neck injured too.
Down payment towards the luxury apartment building, new construction, condominium in Miami.
Objection made as to time, therefore.
Sure.
Sustained as
May,
to,
in May of 2023, you made the down payment towards the luxury apartment building, a new construction condominium in Miami.
I don't recall.
Okay, we're gonna put up, and this is one of the seven, so to speak.
How do you not recall if you made a down payment on apartments in Miami?
no, just, before we talk, just answer the question. Ask the question again, Mr. Short.
The judge is so irritated. Just answer the question.
Is that, first of all, is that getting to your post?
I don't recall.
You don't recall that yours?
No, I don't recall.
So, how about the next one, guys?
Wait a minute.
It's one,
We don't want the index appearing where the jury can see it.
Do you have another exhibit you want to show? No, arguing, there are no speaking objections. We've got another exhibit up there, go ahead and ask about it.
okay, let's take a look at that.
I don't recall.
You don't recall what, what's the, what, don't,
I don't know what you want me to look at.
Instagram page, Mr.
I don't know.
Efron. You don't know that you're
I don't know. I don't know. Next question.
Oh!
I'm sorry.
You got another question?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Are you familiar with that building, standard residence?
I don't recall. I didn't know.
You don't recall it?
No.
No. So, is it your testimony that you didn't invest in that building?
I don't recall.
It says big investment moves at the standard residence.
I don't recall.
That's not your wording?
No, this is going to ask and answer now.
He says he doesn't recall anything about the civil rights.
I'm asking about the wording.
I don't recall.
Wait, hold on, the wording of,
That, the wording on there, big investment moves at the standard residence. At your wording.
I said it 3 times. I don't recall.
sustain, stop, ask another question. If you go on to another,
You don't recall?
No.
It was only 2023.
I know. I don't remember.
So you invested in a real estate property in Miami. I don't remember which, let me finish this now, please. You invested in a real estate property in 2023 in Miami, and you don't remember which one it was?
I don't remember.
That's the pattern on evidence, that is correct.
he says he has no recollection.
You are, excuse me. You first answered that big investment in real estate in Miami. That was the first thing, before I showed you all these. So again, I'm gonna ask you, which building did you
I
invest in?
don't recall.
You don't recall?
Yes.
How much did you invest in?
I don't recall, sir.
You don't recall?
I don't recall.
So you invested some unknown amount of money in some unknown building
I don't have a clue.
in 2023.
I don't have a clue.
Look at the judge's face. The judge is like, this is perjury. He knows. You know damn well in 23 how much money you invested.
Okay. November 6, 2021.
Okay.
When I say the event of November 6, 2021, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. It was your understanding, following this incident, well, which one? John Iman was Rocky's manager, right?
Correct.
Oh, okay. And you text John a video of this showcase that was on November 7th, 2021 at 12:04 a.m., right?
I texted him everything. I told him that your client shot at me.
My question was one.
I don't recall.
You don't recall? Okay. Little question, right?
He literally just said I text him everything, and now he doesn't recall.
Okay.
Okay, so the state is agreeing these are his texts and these are the correct times.
Let me tell the jury what's stipulated.
Okay, so now the judge tells the jury.
You sent a text to John claiming that Rocky shot at you, right?
I mean, I'll have to see the thing, but yeah, sounds correct.
And again, that stipulation still stands, right guys?
Well, why don't you just stipulate tell the jury what you're stipulating to?
The time of 12:04 on November 7, 2021. Say that, sir.
4 minutes after you, but the problem is if you're asking him what he remembers, we'll stipulate to it.
Right.
Then if you then ask him afterwards, doesn't.
You don't know the exact time, right? Okay, but we have a stipulation agreement that you sent it at 12:04 a.m. You sent him a text claiming that Rocky shot you, correct?
And so stipulated.
All right. And then you sent subsequently, though, 4 minutes later, you sent John a screenshot of your scraped fingers. Remember sending John that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And at that same time, again, guys, 12:38 a.m. on that same date, you sent John a message saying, "I'm getting itch." Remember that message?
Yeah, I'm getting itch with a typo.
Okay, all right. But that's the message that you wrote to John was, "I'm getting itch, I-T-C-H," right?
I don't really recall, but I think
Okay, we can show it to you. That's it. Yeah. Talk whether that message to John was you saying that you're getting rich instead of rich. Remember you asked those questions by me?
well, the conversation,
Just call it this, right?
say it again?
Do you remember in the preliminary hearing in 2023, November 8th to be exact, I asked you questions about whether that message, "I'm getting itch," was really meant to say, "I'm getting rich." Remember those questions?
Do you have a page one?
Sure you are. It's page 140.
Sure.
Okay. Do you remember that question?
Can you say it again?
Sure. I asked you at the preliminary hearing whether you meant to type, "I'm getting rich" instead of itch. Do you remember me asking you that?
I really don't remember.
Okay. Or would you like me to put the message up, or should we show you that?
Yeah, would it help you to read what was said at the preliminary hearing? Might that help you remember?
I always said I just don't remember.
Would it help you to read?
Like what you just showed me?
Yes. Yes. Did you read it?
Yeah.
No. He's talking about the text.
Just read it yourself.
This is the worst witness of all time.
Yeah, I don't really remember that.
Okay, so, Your Honor, just read this, I guess, of the stipulation, and this fact, we read. Question, 145. Question to you, sir, was, and although you didn't make a police report about this incident until 2 days later, on November 8th, 2021, you did send a text message on November 7th to Mr. Mayor's manager, John, at 2:38 p.m. saying, "I'm getting rich." Remember that?
We will stipulate that in fact, that is what was passed. All right.
Yeah, that was it. Okay.
Mr. Patrick is entitled to let the jury know what it says.
So if you just asked me for a stipulation, I'm telling you, we'll stipulate.
I asked.
All right, good.
Just read the damn document. If it's been stipulated to,
What?
Just yourself.
just read it.
You get that, Mr. Efron? I'm just going to read it to you.
All right.
Question. Your answer to that last question was on 7-8. What the fuck would I be getting rich off of? You remember saying that?
I don't remember, but I really don't remember.
I have a stipulation on it, but accurately.
That was like a year ago.
Okay.
Stipulation is those are the questions asked and the words that are reflected in the text.
So you don't remember November of 24, but you do remember November of 21, but you only remember November of 21 if you think it fits your case. Cool.
Yes, you need more than that. That is what was asked. And answer that later.
Okay. Then, a little further down, you said, continuing on, lines 12 through 14, "Fuck, shit, I'm getting mad." That was at your preliminary hearing when you asked about whether you said you're getting rich. Do you recall that?
Can you say that again?
Sure. You said, "Fuck, shit, I'm getting mad."
I don't remember that.
Okay. Well,
In what context? Like, what was like, when you mean, fuck shit, I'm getting mad?
when you asked about the word rich, text message was confronted with. Okay. So, when questioned about that word itch at the preliminary hearing, what you claim is that you meant to write the word irritated. Is that right?
I don't recall.
Okay. Page 148, on 25, 27, 40. Oh, Mr. Efron, before I read that,
But then you said, I'm getting rich, and that's when me and you started arguing. preliminary hearing, like he was trying to get something out of me or something out of me.
So you met the right board hearing date.
When I
So he does remember the preliminary hearing.
first spoke to his manager, I don't remember what I wrote, but from what is there, yeah.
Well, you saw the word itch, right? You saw that message.
I mean, but you flipped it so many times. That was a fast moment. You can't make me go back and think like something that I don't really. But I definitely won't write his manager in the constant. Show the whole text message. Where would it make sense? I'm getting rich.
All right.
You're not showing the whole text message.
So, you saw these messages yesterday. I think you read that.
Now, I would have objected and say non-responsive and have the judge struck all that. But, you know, strategy-wise, he doesn't want to do it. Also, I don't think this lawyer is very good with objections.
I mean, if I want to pull up John's text messages, we can.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, what you're saying to the jury is that you didn't need to write that you were getting rich, right?
I don't recall.
Okay? You're not saying that you didn't need to write recall, sir. Just don't recall. Well, so you may have been, meaning you write it.
I don't recall.
Okay.
If I said anything like that, I mean, I said anything I said after the shooting was lawsuit. It falls in my lawsuit. So,
What?
it falls in my lawsuit.
Oh.
Like a crime was committed, and then whatever I say after that's retaining money or anything that's compensating me was with my lawyers or anything else. I had lawyers present and everything else.
Well, you didn't have a lawyer at this point, did you? Sir.
But wait, when I spoke to John, I didn't need a lawyer. What do I need a lawyer for if I didn't say I'm getting rich? And what does getting rich have to do with a man shooting me?
There it is. What does it have to do with me getting rich? Well, as we all know, Rocky has substantially more money than you, and you're clearly trying to build a case against him, and you filed a lawsuit. So I think it's pretty logically explained.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here.
So, you did say to this jury that you don't recall if you meant to write rich or not, right? That's your answer.
I don't recall, sir.
Okay. Now, you also then catch Rocky at one point, right? Okay. On November 7th, at 12:36 a.m., you catch Rocky, right, in the morning.
I mean, if you want to pull up our old text messages, you can.
I appreciate
I don't
that.
remember.
Non-responsive.
It was 3 years ago. You just uploaded text messages, the whole text messages.
You do not give me permission, sir.
Do you have the 63 guys?
20, 21?
In July?
Yes, still is.
Okay.
Wait, you want to go back to that last one? You want to say that again? Just say what you just said again. Before Justin.
The video, okay. July 2021.
I would never allow a witness to speak to me this way. Well, go do that. I would say, sir, I'm the one asking the questions today. If you want to go to law school and pass the bar, you can come ask questions in a courtroom. But you are the witness and you need to answer my questions. And then after that, I would just look at the judge and say non-responsive every single time.
You recall Rocky inviting you to be part of a music video that he was doing called Me and Me.
What date?
July 2021.
Everybody at the table, you just gotta tell me what date. July 21? Is it some type of text message or something?
Oh my God.
Because, no, I don't know.
No, okay, no, absolutely not. So, Justin Benet is your partner.
Yeah, but it's fine.
And you and Justin Benet had a FaceTime call with Rocky on August 6th of 2021. Do you remember that?
He was on the phone with him and he couldn't get to me, but this is all pertaining about my label and about like just certain other things. So I got all of those text messages. Nothing was ever wrong or anything.
Well, there was a group chat between you, Justin, and Rocky, right?
Yeah, correct. Correct.
And July 24th, 2021, Justin sent Rocky a text message saying, "What's good? This is Justin. I'm Relly's business partner at Shut Eye." He mentioned you guys spoke about working on a management company for your artist. I wanted to tap in to see how I could help you get started. You have time to jump on a call or link up next week to chop it up. Remember being part of that group chat?
Yeah, that's not okay.
So in August 2021, you were still trying to be involved with Rocky, obviously in the music.
No, it wasn't. You can't be involved with him if you don't answer or doesn't acknowledge you.
Well, in response to that request,
Here we go.
where we go?
Let's go.
Where we go?
I don't know. Let's hear it.
We got response to that request, Rocky texts you and Justin Pineda that he was free, and you should all jump on a call. Remember that?
I remember it.
Okay.
I don't think,
Oh, he does remember something.
I think that Justin spoke to him. You're correct. I think Justin spoke to him, but I missed that call. Or I don't know if I got on that call. I think it was like just a long time ago. But I was even surprised he even acknowledged that, to be honest.
Right, but he did.
But nothing happened.
I mean, nothing happened.
Like nothing happened. It's been open-ended promises forever. And it's not even about promises. It's about the industry in itself. Like it's just smoke and mirrors.
Well, you remember Rocky not responding fast enough to you, and
You don't gotta respond fast enough. I don't care.
And you said, oh, didn't care. You remember sending a group chat, a message to that group chat 12 days later on July 24th, August 5th, saying, fuck Rocky, calling him a fake ass N, and fucking Goofy. Remember that?
You gotta say the whole thing. If it was 12 days later, that means I'm definitely tired of getting lied to, bro. So you gotta say the whole thing. You can't just make it look one side.
Stop. Take a look at the screen.
But despite that, above, what do you say about Rocky?
Which one?
Oh, the one up there. Let's scroll down please a little bit. Right there. Exactly my point, you right. July 24th. F you and ASAP, fake ass N, F and Goofy. Right? What do you say about Rocky? You got no animosity towards him, right?
Animosity, that's dangerous.
It's July.
You trying to make me look like I got some type of animosity towards this dude. I don't. I never did. Never. To this day, I still don't.
I'm trying to do that.
I mean, what are we talking about here?
He's just asking you about the words in the text. That's all he's asking you.
What was the question?
What was the question?
Okay, so what are we looking at?
You done?
Stop.
Okay.
Stop the
We're gonna offer that, Ron.
dueling.
We're gonna offer that as defense exhibit. Okay.
Or anything. Talk to Mr. Tech. There's a problem. I'll get it back. Oh, you just want to sit. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Mike's working on it.
It is? Okay. It's good.
So you're October 2021. I want that one. Put your head there. It's a month before these. Another member of the ASAP group named Josh died, right?
Correct.
And that was tragic death, correct?
Yes.
And after his death, you and Rocky were part of a text messaging thread in which discussed ASAP Josh and his dad, right?
Correct.
And during the group chat, there was talk about flying ASAP Josh's body back to New York.
Okay.
Okay, for his funeral, right?
Yeah.
And during the group chat, Rocky stepped up and said he would pay for the expense.
Your Honor, objection, relevance.
All these relevance, Ron.
Just relevance and I'm making my rounds, but I'm interrupted. Relevance and 352 over.
I'm sorry, Mr. Stephan, repeat that question. During the group chat, Rocky stepped up and said he would pay for the expense, correct?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I don't recall.
Is this leading up to?
It is. It is very soon.
Okay.
Preliminary hearing under oath sworn testimony, page 26, line 7 8. And Your Honor, you'll recall this one of the texts that was shown this morning.
What line?
Line 7 through 8. 7 through 18, I'm sorry. With this question, is all it is. In about 2 minutes, it's going to be tied up, and it is relevant. Okay. So I'm going to read this to you, sir. Line 7 through 18 on page 26 of your sworn testimony.
Okay, let's hear it.
Question, what was the nature of the message that he sent on that thread? Answer by you. I think it was a bunch of people just talking about like Josh and Josh's mom, who was in the group text. Like just pretty much he was trying to come up with money, and Rocky stepped up and said he would pay for it. Question, was there something in particular that the defendant said he would pay for? This question by the prosecutor, by the way. Answer, his body being flown back. Answer by you. Question, flown back to where? Answer by you, to New York. Okay. You gave that testimony Sure. Based on that, Rocky was supposed to pay for Josh's body before that, correct?
Well, for that text message or the conversation?
Yes.
Yeah, I assume. Okay, I would assume.
However, you thought that Rocky did not follow through on his promise to pay, right?
I mean, I think I seen this was a long time ago, but I think I seen Josh Mark re-hit the text and asked, did anybody speak to Rocky or something like that in that sense?
That doesn't answer the question. That's the question.
Based on what you saw in the text thread, you believe Rocky did not follow through on his promise to pay, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Right.
Ah, there we go.
Or should be upset with that, right?
What do you mean by upset?
Were you upset with Rocky that he
What's upset mean to you? I mean, if somebody's saying they gotta pay for your friend's body,
Yep.
I'm not upset, but I'm disappointed.
Okay. So,
And I didn't even know because I never got a text back saying, oh, real, I paid for it or anything. It was just left me on red because I know what you're about to say. You're about to say my text message and we can pull it up.
oh, it's not. Okay, cool. Okay. There you go, Ron. In fact, I said, he referenced text message as something wrong.
We are relevant to the computer. Given the court's prior rulings, I'm not understanding.
It's shown.
But I still understand how is that relevant to the case.
This, I believe, relates to possible bias.
Say there's not.
That's an objection. Objection to understood.
Okay.
You were honest. Okay. In any event, you found out that Rocky later paid for the entire funeral, correct?
I never found out.
You never found out? Page 94 of the preliminary hearing transcript, lines 21 through 26. I'm going to read this.
Oh, I don't recall.
I'm going to read your sworn testimony. 21 to 26 on page 94.
Look, the judge just looked at the clock because he is exhausted. Because Relly is hands down the worst witness ever. This is not the behavior you want of a key witness at all.
Do you now know that Rocky paid for the entire funeral? Answered by you, yeah. That was on the road to the sworn
That's not
testimony.
that Diddy, right?
Sir?
Then,
Sir.
sir, what? You're not telling me?
Under oath.
You ready for that? I don't understand what you're saying.
Stop. That question was asked at the preliminary hearing. That answer was given at the
Yes, sir.
preliminary hearing.
Under oath. Okay. And you testified. You again.
Yeah, please.
You were upset about that, correct?
No, can you read it again, please?
Sure. Question 94, lines 1 to 2. You were upset, right? Answer, yeah. Okay.
If he wasn't paying for the kid's body,
What you thought?
yeah, I would be upset.
Right, but you later found out that he did pay the money, correct?
How did I find out? Through preliminary hearing? Is that what you're telling me? How did I find out?
I just read you. I'll read you again.
No, how did I find out?
Sir,
Did-
I'm not.
You just read, I mean, you obviously know.
I know what you said on
You
the
said
phone.
You should not be in a.
Well, I mean,
It's confusing. You're supposed to like,
All right. You got it?
you gotta be clear.
Stop. You listened to what he said at the preliminary hearing.
Here we go.
Go on to something else.
I'm going to read this answer. Question. Lines 21 through 76 on page 94. Do you now know that Rocky paid for the entire funeral? Answer, yeah. I heard that later. Okay? That's your under oath testimony. Now, because of you thinking he did it in November and October of 2021, that he didn't pay for the body to be flown back at Josh's funeral, you were upset with Rocky, right?
So, well, what?
Okay. On November 16, 2021, here we go. You sent a text message to someone you called Highwide, threatening, if Rocky don't do shit with this boy funeral, I'm gonna beat that N-word up. Did you send that message?
I don't recall.
Okay. We'll show you.
Okay.
This was his message. Put it up, please.
Just another text?
So, yeah, you rule on some stuff.
What else? Like, ask something else.
Not yours.
Means nothing. Even if it was, okay? Yes.
Wait, is it yours or is it not yours?
Were those your words?
Yeah, I don't recall.
Those were his words. Ask something else.
Let's go to November 6th, okay? By the way, the N-word there that you're referring to, the person is Rocky, correct?
I don't recall.
Well, we the line up. If Rocky don't do shit to this boy funeral, I'll beat that N-word up. So about Rocky, right?
And you said I'm writing this to Taiwan.
No, yeah, I'm saying
I wrote this to Rocky. I wrote this to Taiwan.
No, Taiwan, that's your so.
Okay.
On November 6th, 2021, you were staying at the Lowe's Hotel, right?
Yes.
In Los Angeles.
Yes.
And while you were there, you woke up to find a series of missed calls.
That's correct.
And those calls were from Rakim to Elijah. All right.
No, but I think I had the text messages first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the calls and text messages.
That's correct.
Okay. And you turned your phone over to the district attorney, go through all those messages, or there were cell phone messages, right?
Yes.
We put up exhibit people who did 13.
Look at the judge. He's just exhausted. That is a I am too old for this shit sigh, guys.
Whether, the chain of custody is not an issue.
13. So that is in evidence and just
Okay.
and you thought because
But what's your definition of fight? Because I was like what I said. I was thinking argument. Like you're not gonna get to a fight without arguing first. So I'm thinking it can easily be escalated or whatever. But you could go.
Judge, just look at his watch.
and you thought because according to you, fights what men do with their action, right?
Say what now?
Sure. According to you, you thought a fight is what men do if they're angry, right? You say that?
I'm not gonna go.
You're a why.
Say that again. If maybe
According to you, you ever call testifying that according to you, when men are angry, they fight.
yeah, that's
And of course, you were angry with Rocky on November 6th, 2021, right?
no, I wasn't angry on it.
You were angry?
Is that no?
No.
So, were you upset with him or pissed at him?
No.
No. Okay. Your Honor, at this point, I would like.
But what about when? You're not making it clear.
Your Honor, at this point.
Wait, are you referring to before the shooting or after?
Right. On November 6th, as you go to meet Rocky, you were angry. We saw your text messages.
Oh, yeah.
About something else. Sorry, put it check.
Can you restate the question? Because
Sure.
I'm trying to think of-
On November 6th, 2021, as you go to meet Rocky, you were upset with him or pissed at him, right?
I don't recall.
Oh my god.
You are there, let me speak to the or deputy
The answer?
in November 2022, yes, sir. I said you had to be not physical. I didn't say physical. I meant you had to get upset with him or pissed at him. Your answer, oh yeah. You recall giving that answer? Everything to do with the district attorney's office?
And that was the date. I don't know when the text produced.
Is the
Or-
stipulation that was the question, those are the questions they asked, and those are the answers given? Yes, and at the end, so it's clear, this is an interview conducted
I'll say, yeah.
November 14th, 2020. So Deputy District Attorney Frederick Engels.
Yeah, that's right.
Deputy Engels. And,
And was I mad at him? Can you read the question?
Hold on a second. Your Honor, I stipulation I heard accurately, that bond.
I think everybody agrees that that was the question, those are the questions asked, that was the answers given. Those are the answers given.
Now, again, you already testified, read from the transcript again, that as you were heading to Rock, you believed you hadn't paid for those funeral expenses for ASAP Josh, right? You went through that already, right? Is that right?
I didn't care. That was weeks prior that I wrote him that. It's two different situations. You're trying to mix it up. Jabari and Josh is way different. You gotta go back to Josh's text. I was 3 weeks prior to me getting that phone call. So I just mentioned Josh. I never combined them together. Everybody wanted to combine these two together. I don't know what that man's thinking within 3 weeks.
It's a recorded conversation, user.
Listen, the jury is watching the judge carefully, all right? And they are seeing how irritated this man is.
On that same interview with the district attorney, Engel, in November of 2022, you said, talking about Josh Rodos, and it was a big thing where Rocky said he was going to pay for Josh, fly to get flown to New York. It never happened. So, and I'm becoming successful. So I wrote him, and I just wrote him like, yo, bro, that's mad and up, like this, that, and the third. Like I got myself out of mad situations, so I'm just like venting, and nothing bad, nothing like threatening, nothing, you get what I'm saying? So, you continue. Rocky, no, Angle, I'm sorry, PA. Rocky essentially says he's going to pay for the transport of the body from 2021. You still didn't think Rocky had paid for this, correct?
I don't recall. I don't know how that's relevant.
Yeah, that's the judge over there, so I'm just asking you.
Okay.
Well, you just heard your, could I ask you to let her act?
Yeah, that does not have nothing to do with the case.
We already stipulated that, so yes, you were accurate.
And that was 1 year later. Just a few weeks earlier, to remind you of something, a few weeks earlier, October 16th, 2021, you saw the text where you text, "Hi, Waddy. If Rocky don't do this shit for this boy funeral, I'ma beat that N-word up." You remember that text, right?
And that was asked.
Asked and answered, yeah.
I see you ain't got
You can read that?
I can see it.
What's the last line say? Oh, no. You were looking over here.
I've seen this already.
I know that.
I've seen it already. Doesn't matter, I'm asking you to read it, dude.
So as you're heading, now let's get to the hotel. As you're heading to the W Hotel in Rocky at 10:08 p.m., you sent him a message saying you were in front of Trader Joe's. We saw that, right?
Yes.
And at that time you sent that message, you were actually still on your way. I think you testified too, right?
Do you have the, is it on Anderson Mary or Anderson Noel?
And watch it. And tell me whose hand you see moving first.
I mean, obviously you can't see Rocky on the block. Let's play it again. Sure.
Obviously really hit Rocky first. Comes up to an aggressive pace, has his hand to his side, and then waves it in front.
Here's my question, sir. Let me just make sure you're saying. According to this video, which is the evidence, this jury's looking at,
Whatever you want to try to do.
what's that say?
Say whatever you want to try to do.
I want to try to ask you a question.
Okay.
According to this video that you just looked at, according to the video, only video we have, whose hand moves first? Is my question. You want to
I
see
mean, I
that?
can't see the other person. You're saying who hand moves first. We have to see both parties.
According to the video, which is the
All right, he's answered, you can't tell. Ask another question.
Okay, let's say it again.
I can't tell.
You testified that, well, let me ask you this question. You see Rocky's right hand coming up after your left hand is up. Go ahead.
Don't tell me what to do, buddy.
What are you looking at?
Take a look. There you go.
Wait, play back.
Okay. Is he coming at you here or are you
Play
playing
back. Play back. Because I just seen it.
Okay.
She's hugging at my arm. My other arm is down in my right. And I'm so big. I wanted to fight this man, and I'm getting touched. Don't you think I'm gonna protect myself?
Your hands right now.
You touched him first, bro.
We're both grabbing each other at this point. Look, a second ago when my hand was down, I'm a righty. I tried to stop him with my left.
Indicating right hand down, left hand.
I'm saying the same thing.
Okay. Now, what's going on there?
Explain that one more time. You want people to see it?
No more. Just keep on going. In argument, you can give what your version is. Mr. Lewin or Mr. Sloman can give theirs. The jury will make the final determination.
Just,
Don't replay it.
no, I'll replay. Just want to scroll forward another few seconds.
All right.
Just look. Right there, you're pulling him back. He's not pushing you, correct?
Excuse me?
Sure. The part of the video you just saw is you pulling Rocky back, correct? He's not pushing you forward, right?
Let's see again.
Sure.
Oh my god.
Do you want to indicate where you're putting?
He's clearly pushing me.
So, okay.
Also for the record, we don't have to the record.
And I don't. There's too many grabbing each other at this point. He initiated it.
Hold on, Sheriff, hold on. Stop. The record's got to show. He is showing him, and looks like between
Just give me the second.
14 seconds into the video.
A little bit before 14 seconds. I agree with John. 12.
12 to 14 seconds.
Yep.
Between 12 and 14 seconds.
Okay. So it's your testimony that you are not trying to pull Rocky back.
Let me see.
Sure.
Wait, why you gotta see it again and again?
Should I pull him back?
I'm asking you, sir.
I don't know what I'm answering right now. I don't recall.
Here's the question. In that video, on this street on that night, November 6th, 2021, are you pulling Rocky back?
I don't recall.
You don't recall. Yes. I'm going to read your preliminary hearing transcript for November 2023.
Page 9.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so Mr. I don't recall, he comes back the next day, and at a certain point, the judge goes absolutely apeshit on him. For good reason, because dude is like combative on the stand, man. He just sits there and gives horrible answers, and it's pretty wild. This is the worst victim I've ever seen.
And Katrina.
Mr. Efron, did you, sir, ever ask any of Rocky's friends, associates, managers to pay you millions of dollars, or Rocky to pay you millions of dollars to make the criminal case disappear?
Oh,
That's not even up to me, but I don't know. No.
The answer is no.
No.
And you never said, give me millions of dollars and I will go to an island that they can't prosecute you? Anyone?
What? Say that again?
Sure. You never said, give me millions of dollars and I will go to another island, they won't be able to find me to prosecute you? Did you ever say that? To any of Rocky's friends, associates, managers?
I don't remember.
obviously he did. Sorry, the sound's so bad. It's their courtroom.
Being Rocky is going to have to deal with that and his political ties and everything else, because once I walk away, when I get my cash, the case gets way weaker. It's just like domestic violence case. If you hit your BAAACCCK and your BAAACCCK wants to keep going through with the situation, you'll go down. But if you're not there, then they're going against the state and it's way weaker. If I'm not there, if he pays me out, being Rocky, via through my lawsuit, I'll walk away basically. It's going to be hard for the DA to find me because I'm going to be on another island just relaxing. You get what I'm saying? They're going to be scrambling to find me because now they have to go against Rocky, the state. And yeah, they have evidence of this and that and the third, but it's not going to be the same when you present it to the jury and you don't have the complaining witness. Did you ever say that to Wallace Jim?
Wow.
You did? Okay.
Well, he obviously said it.
We've done a few times already. I'm going to bring up a recording, let you hear it, and you're going to tell me if it's you. I'm sorry, something
No,
happened.
it's not me. I heard it.
How long that recording to you years?
Heard enough.
How long?
I don't know. She's played it. I heard it. Didn't sound like me.
Didn't sound like you?
No.
Is that fake also?
I don't know. You tell me. You putting all type of fake stuff in front of me.
What fake stuff?
You know it's fake.
No, stop.
What fake stuff am I putting in front of you?
I don't know. You're just too wild. Wally. I don't know. You just keep putting this fake stuff in front of me.
Are you saying you don't know who Wally is? Sir, are you saying you don't know who Wally is?
It's not real. I don't know him. I met him. I don't know him. I know him.
You
Asked him one time to get me verified. I told you that.
Okay.
He kept a conversation with me. Obviously, now I know why.
What do you mean I know why? What do you mean I know why?
Ask another question.
What did you just mean to this room? You said now you know why. Get the conversation with you.
I mean, he always hits me up, asking me how I'm doing. Yo, that's fucked up. You know, Rocky, y'all my brother. It's weird. He's baiting me into like spoofing my voice or doing something. Because now all of a sudden you're coming to me talking about why he's doing this, that, and the third, and none of the conversations I have with him, none of them don't even start like that. I don't even sound like that. He's more so asking, yo, how's the case going? Yo, that's fucked up. And I asked him, yo, you still work for Rocky? He said, no, I don't work for him. Ain't nobody really, there's no emotional there. Calls me probably once a month, every 2-3 months, and asks me very vague questions. doing, my brother? Or what's this?
So you didn't have.
No, those is fake. Those is fake.
So you heard about 3 seconds.
It don't matter. How would you know? You over there. She's playing it here.
1, 2, 3. You want to hear the whole conversation?
No.
Because I counted 1, 2, 3.
It's over.
You know you're on the road now, right? You know that?
Yes, I do.
And like you said to your partner, just at the 8%, 2021 at 3:40 a.m. It's already in evidence, Your Honor.
After the shooting?
Yeah.
Okay.
November 7th, 2021.
Images. I'm suing him. That's 3 something in the morning. I already have a lawyer.
The answer is yes?
Yes.
You had a lawyer at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Do you need to see anything else as a juror? You just heard the dude say, if he pays me off, I won't testify. And now he puts in writing, I want his money.
Hours evidence.
I mean, I'm waiting for a lawyer. I'm telling you, he's in D.C.
On your text thread, when you say it shows up as a new message, that's the first message in your text thread, correct?
Correct.
All right, this is recross. All right, so I don't know where the part is where the judge yelled at him, but it was so funny. I wish I could find it for you. Then we enter day 6, I swear. In day 6, Efron's still on the stand. He's still on redirect. And they show some text messages. Then he gets a recross. Hold on, let's see. Maybe this is where the judge goes crazy.
This is to your man.
This is
to
to
your
my
partner.
This is my business partner.
Okay, business partner.
So you sent to your business partner at 6:40 a.m. that same morning that you're sending Rocky a message saying you tried to kill me, a message saying I want to get this and his money.
Yes, that's my business partner. He shot me. I have no career.
You were asked by Mr. First Lawman, you saw that videotape of you sitting with Detective Flores and Macri. Remember that?
Yes.
And you were asked on page 3 of the transcript. Ron, I'm not going to replay it. We can just go to page 3 of that transcript. Please.
You got it?
Sorry. Mr. French, I want to talk about one more thing. You tested. You found 2 9mm shell casings at the scene on November 6, 2021. I asked you if you fired 9mm weapons at a shooting range, and you said, definitely not. I then asked you, definitely not. And you said, you heard me, definitely not. Watch this clip.
Uh-oh.
3 years and 3 months ago. You expect me to...
Just a minute. This is,
This problem.
I think this is foundation.
A few weeks before, November 6, 2021. And a few weeks before, you testified that you found shell casings at the scene, on your shell casing. You fired.
You only said 9mm was multiple guns. You only showed 2 guns.
Then I showed you a video of you at a shooting range on October 19, 2021 after that answer. I asked you about your testimony that you didn't fire any guns before November 6, 2021. And then he told the jury, I said unless I was at a shooting range. After saying definitely not. Play that, please.
This is fantastic impeachment, guys. Taking his testimony from this very trial to impeach him.
Mr. That's not what you just told the jury.
I don't know what I'm doing 365 days out of the year. I'm talking about...
What you just told this jury was that before November 6, 2021, you didn't fire any guns. So you didn't have any guns. No, that was
Just last time I talked about shooting range.
As a matter of fact, we were talking about that shooting range, trying to find out where it was.
And I said Jersey.
I know you said
I said Jersey, but like what I said,
There's no question being asked of you right now. Just stop. Wait till you get the question.
you heard Mr. Lewin and the prosecution ask for a stipulation that that was outside of California. Watch this clip. The date, the rest of the date, here's the stipulation on the date. Yes, what was the
So now the next most interesting witness that's happened comes on. There's a little issue in the feed. All right, here he goes.
Shall we state that the testimony may give in the cause not pending for this court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, please take a seat at the witness stand.
Okay, now, this is the defense's witness. Originally, I thought the prosecution had rested, but the prosecution didn't rest. This witness is doing business in Paris or something, and so this was the only day he could be here, so the judge has allowed him to come in. He is a rebuttal witness to what we just heard.
Please state and spell your name for the record.
BAAACCCKKKK, WAAAACCCCKKK.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Good afternoon, Mr. Clay. What do you, so what do you do for a living?
I run a technology software agency where we build website software for clients, musicians, creatives, brands, direct-to-consumer brands. Yeah.
And have you done work in that capacity for Rocky?
Yes.
Okay. Have you also, and by the way, do you work for Rocky?
No, I have my own business.
Okay. So you do consulting work?
Yes, consulting.
Did an individual that you know as Relly also ask you to do work for him?
Yes.
And same capacity as a consultant?
Correct.
All right. Now, do you have any, let's get this out of the way. Do you have any personal knowledge of the facts of this case one way or another?
No.
Okay. Anything for him?
Yes, he did.
What did he ask you to do?
A number of things, but he really wanted to boost his social media presence with certain articles from his kids.
Okay. In particular, do you remember anything?
Remember, 2 days ago, Relly said, I never asked Wally to do anything. I never tried to boost with articles. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, here's Wally saying, yeah, he did.
It was a long list, but they were high publications. TMZ, Rolling Stone, High Somebody, Complex, so on and so on.
So, Mr. Efron contacted you and asked you to promote these articles for his social media presence?
Yes, for his further, to boost his social media as well, yeah.
And that was articles about this case?
Correct.
Okay. When did, just to refer to Relly for the purpose of this conversation, when did Relly, that's how you know him, by the way, right?
Correct.
When did Relly first call you?
Just last week on my birthday when I was in Paris, Thursday.
Thursday, the January 30th?
Yeah, around 9 p.m. in Paris, so I do the math, it's probably 12 noon here.
Yeah. And have you been following this case?
Yeah, I've been watching it.
Okay. And on that day, on that Thursday, did you see anything particular about this case on Thursday when you watched?
Yeah, just my name being brought up against lies, fabrication, just not the truth.
First of all, witnesses should not be watching the case, but every witness after day one has said, yeah, they've been watching the case.
Particularly, did you hear who did you hear from?
Really specifically.
What did you say?
Recordings were fake. Recordings were not him, not I. I'm a pretty private person, so when people lie on my name, it kind of gets me upset, so yeah.
Okay. Now, did you really say there were any articles about this case in the last 6 months?
Yes.
Okay. And on October 17th of 2024, did you send an article about Judge Arnold?
Yes.
On December 24th, 2024, you sent a Daily Mail article entitled Rihanna Fears Heartbreaking Consequences of ASAP Rocky's Trial with Smiley Face.
relevant to these questions about specific.
Did we ask that? December 27th, 2024, did Relly...
Okay.
Would you ever do that?
No, never. I'm not there yet with like technology, I would say, so yeah.
But even if you were there, would you
Yeah,
do that?
no, never, it's not honest, right? Yeah.
Did you make recordings of conversations with Relly?
Yes.
How many recordings did you make?
Two, about in 2022, I believe the dates were, I forget the April date, but mid-April and then August 15th-ish. Yeah.
And you said that's based on your recollection, right?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
the metadata may actually say May, but around April, May
Yeah, yeah.
2022?
Yep.
Okay. And then August of 2022, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And those were the two conversations you recorded?
Yes.
Okay. Did you give those recordings to Rocky?
Yes.
Okay. And first of all, why did you give them to Rocky?
I think it was just conversations he needed to hear.
And why did you think you need to hear them?
Because they're about him, and a lot of it seemed just suspicious, talking about monetary things.
And when did you send it to Rocky?
As soon as I finished the conversation.
Now, when you sent those recordings, Did one of the two recordings, did you have to split one of them into two files because of the size?
Yeah, you can't really send certain data or.
Okay, I'm gonna stop there. He is a much better witness than Relly already because he's answering the questions and nobody's having to argue with him and he's not responding with a question, right? He's answering the questions. All right, so that was 6, 7, 8, and 9 so far have been forensic experts, and then the cops who interviewed Relly. My issue with that, and if I were a juror, is that the evidence was collected by Relly himself, and we now have testimony that Relly shot that type of gun in the time right before. Oh, another thing that was interesting is when the officer who interviewed Relly and then issued the warrant and searched ASAP's house, or Rocky's house. Rocky's house was a pigsty, dude. Like, I couldn't believe. I was like, Rihanna lives in these conditions? My God. He had the ugliest couch I'd ever seen. They said he was in the middle of a move. The cops didn't even open half the boxes. They just found some guns in Rocky's room, and the guns don't even match the bullet casings that Relly is saying were used at all. So we're I'm guessing about halfway through this trial. I think the prosecution is still going today, and I know for a fact the defense is going to ask for a directed verdict. I highly doubt the judge will give it to him, but I think probably by next Friday we will hopefully be talking about a verdict. If not, I'll just recap what happened that week. All right, so thank you all for hanging out with me for so long and really hanging in there. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share the channel. And if you're interested in a trip to the Philippines, you want to email travellikealocale, LOCALE @gmail.com. All right. Thank you so much. I will see you next Friday. Toodles.